In the original script, Morgan Freeman and Brad, Somerset and Mills, are supposed to come in and actually find these 52 pictures that John Doe has left for them to find. And what happened is we actually laid them all out, and David Fincher said, "Wow, Rob, I don't think we can show all these. There's no time." You know, he says, I actually think that we're only going to see a couple of these in the actual film. So he says, why don't you pick out your 3 favorite and hand them to Morgan? So that's what you actually see in the picture. And which is unfortunate because actually it's quite a special little gift that John Doe has left for the police. So, you know, why don't we show them to you now? When we went through and we shot the 52 pictures, in the beginning I you know, had the actor, you know, just looking very dazed, and, you know, even had him smiling in a couple of them or whatever. And then as the days progress and he deteriorates, he just becomes more and more inhuman. There's a lot of visual reference on you know, victims of the Holocaust. And to do those images, you know, those poor people, you know, sculpturally are horrifying to look at in a way. And for a sculptor and an artist, you know, you know, they are beautiful, you know, also to look at. So freezing into the night, we'd have him in a mock-up of the Victor set, a small corner in my studio, and we created the 52 picture transformation along with this brilliant photographer, Annette Helmick, who actually helped us figure out a way to actually make the transformation happen in Polaroid. And in that we didn't have a long time to do this, you know, because you'd actually have to create 52 different sculptures. We only had time to really create, you know, like a series of prosthetics that could actually be used in different combinations to create that transformation, along with some trick photography that Annette brought to the table. So, you know, hey, what you see is what you get. The idea of sloth is that, you know, John Doe, you know, sort of found this guy, Victor, who is pushing drugs and using them. He actually just sits around and takes drugs, and he sells them to people and makes a lot of sloths. You know, they all just sit around and space out. So we'll, you know, find an empty tenement, strap him to a bed with some belts, you know, put him on a morphine drip. You know, don't feed him, you know, and just come in and visit him every day and shoot 52 pictures, you know, 1 a week, you know, on my little visit to Victorville. And in that, you know, my theory too is that, you know, Victor is probably just very happy to be tied down to the bed. In the beginning, you know, he thinks like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna, you know, go up to this room with this guy, I'm gonna sell him some drugs and we'll just take some. You know, and you know, he ends up so high that John Doe just lays him down on the bed and buckles him in and puts the morphine drip on. Victor's probably just giggling and, you know, going like, hey man, what's going on, you know, and really isn't, you know, very mentally present about the time that's passing by. And he's happy to be in the bed.